patriarchal culture. It isn't real. Pussies unite. I know all of it. Like if we had grown up in a culture where we were taught fat thighs were beautiful, we'd all be pounding our milkshakes and Krispy Kremes, lying on our backs, spending our days thigh-expanding. But we didn't grow up in that culture. I hated my thighs, and I hated my vagina even more. I was one of those women who had looked at it, and from that moment on, wished I had. It was incredibly ugly. I pitied anyone who had to go down there. In order to survive, I had to pretend there was something else between my legs. I imagined furniture. Cozy futons with light cotton comforters, little velvet settees, leopard rugs, or pretty things like silk handkerchiefs, quilted pot holders, lace setting. I grew so accustomed to this that I lost all memory of having a vagina. Whenever a man was inside of me, I imagined him inside of a mink-lined muffler or a Chinese bowl. Then I met Bob. Bob was the most ordinary man I had ever met. He was thin and tall and nondescript and wore khaki tan clothes. Bob did not like spicy foods or listen to Prince. He had no interest in sexy lingerie, and in the summer, he spent time in the shade. He didn't share his inner feelings. He didn't have any problems or issues. He wasn't even an alcoholic. He wasn't funny or articulate or mysterious. He wasn't mean or unavailable. He wasn't self-involved or charismatic. He didn't drink as I didn't particularly like Bob. I would have missed them all together if I hadn't picked up my change I dropped on the deli floor. When he handed me my quarters and pennies, and his hands accidentally touched mine, something happened. I went to bed with Bob. That's when the miracle occurred. Turned out, Bob loved vaginas. He was a connoisseur. He loved the way they felt, the way they tasted, the way they smelled. But most importantly, he loved the way they looked. He had to look at it. The first time we had sex, he told me he had to see it. I'm right here, I said. No, you, he said. I have to see you. Turn on the light, I said, thinking he was a weirdo and freaking out in the dark. He turned on the light. Then he said, okay, I'm ready. Ready to see you. I'm right here, I waved. I'm right here, Bob. He started to undress me. What are you doing, Bob? I said. I have to see you, he said. No need, I said. Just do it. I have to see what you look like, he said. But you've seen a red leather couch before, I said. Bob continued. He would not stop. I wanted to throw up and die. This is awfully intimate, I said. Can't you just do it? No, he said. It's who you are. I need to look. I held my breath. He looked and looked. Then he got breathy, and his face changed. He didn't look ordinary anymore. He looked like a hungry beast. You're so beautiful, he said. You're so elegant and deep and innocent and wild. You saw that there? I said. It was like he read my palm. I saw that, he said, and more. Much, much more. He stayed looking for almost an hour, as if he was studying a map, observing the moon, staring into my eyes, but it was my vagina. In the light, as I watched him looking at me, he was so genuinely excited, so peaceful and euphoric. I began to get wet and turned on. I began to see myself the way Bob saw me. I began to feel beautiful and delicious, like a great painting or a waterfall. Bob wasn't afraid. He wasn't grossed out. I began to swell, began to feel proud, began to love my vagina. And Bob, he lost himself there, and I was there with him, in my vagina